This site has a lot of history that has, you can see it when you look on the site today. There's a lot of history that you can't see when you look at the site today. And one of the main things that we have worked really hard to do with this design, with this effort overall, is to find inspiring ways to carefully remove and peel back the layers of the site so that you can see the wide range of history that exists, and to provide the variety of opportunities to see stories that you might not know otherwise and might not be readily apparent by looking at the buildings that exist today. I want to actually kind of take the general topic in a slightly different direction, and I want to be the person that kind of disappoints everyone in the room today. I'm a project manager, and I feel like we've all been really inspired, and the vision has been laid out, and I think it's really compelling. Some of us got out on the site today to experience what that looks like, and I am just itching to talk about, like, our management structure. And our project team, because it's important. Because this project team is how this project is getting done. I appreciate Andrew suggesting that I'm the epicenter of this. I am not, by any means, that epicenter. We have such a great team, comprised of people from Metro and from Oregon City, as well as key contributors from the state and Clackamas County, that is, all working hard to get this done, and especially now that the trust has gotten up and running, the partnership that has been forged with Andrew's team has really advanced the project in ways that I don't think anyone was expecting us to go. So, what is the Willamette Falls Legacy Project? I'm the Willamette Falls Legacy Project Manager. What is that thing? Well, it's a partnership to shape public investment to catalyze the redevelopment of the abandoned Blue Heron paper mill site. It's right down there. You've all seen it. You know it. You love it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's also an opportunity to shape more of the stories that are told about this place. We have a lot of stories about this very space, in particular, in this state. It being the seat of the Oregon Territory, the founding father of the state of Oregon, John McLaughlin, had his home site there. The courts for the Oregon Territory and the state were there. That history goes deep. The industrial history, as Eric mentioned, the first long-distance transmission of AC power originated from this site. The first power grid originated from this site. That's all the recent history, and we want to make sure that the history that exists long before that recent history also gets told. The stories of the Native Americans that lived on the site and in the area. It was great to have Greg here earlier sharing those stories, and so we need to be able to bring all of that together. And so it's that, one of the things that the Willamette Falls Legacy Project is that opportunity to share more of the stories of this place. It's also an opportunity to return the site to some of its natural condition, some of what it was before industrialization. You saw it with the proposed design, with restoring some of that historic shoreline. And so the opportunity to bring some of that back into the site is what the Willamette Falls Legacy Project is. And I think lastly, at least for now, is the opportunity to bring back the values of the site that have been forgotten. So the values that the site can provide in terms of first foods and habitat for fish. And simply to rebalance the way that this site gives back to the people who live here. So those are all rooted in the 4 core values. And again, you've heard from so many people about the importance of public access, cultural and historic interpretation, economic redevelopment, and healthy habitat today. But our project team is focused on taking those ideas and turning them into implementation, getting that down on the ground, making it happen physically on site. With the concept that was completed, that was shared to you by Snehetta, by Michelle, we finished that in 2017. We went through a series of negotiations with the property owner to allow us to advance the project. We were able to submit our first round of permits to the Army Corps, our joint permit application, last year. And more recently, we have put together the team that's going to work to take that concept all the way through construction drawings of the first phase of the project. And that focus on phase 1 is really getting a prominent view of the falls, providing a proof of concept that we can do this, that we can deliver, and making sure that we can get public access safely and securely through the site. And in order to do that, our team is led by Alex Gilbertson. We minted a new title for Alex. She is the Design and Construction Project Manager for the Riverwalk. Sitting next to her is Jim Mitchell. He is our construction advisor. Jim has fantastic tenure at the Oregon Zoo and has been providing his wisdom and advice to us pretty much for the last 2 years, since 2.5 years plus, since Alex and I have been working on the project, and so we appreciate him. Also, Carrie Belding is handling our communications and has been doing a fantastic job of that. Not here, but helping us out to make sure our restoration is going well, Brian Vaughn. We have not 1, but 2 attorneys assigned to this project, just to make sure that I don't get us in a lawsuit, I guess. Hope Whitney and Gary Shepard. We also have a fantastic admin, Melanie Rayner, and our finance guy, Scott Steyer. So that team is the team that's working for the public partners to make sure that this project gets delivered. We're coordinating with our new design team that's being led by OTAC. Kevin is here representing. Wave hi to everybody, Kevin. So our new team also has Michelle and Snehetta, Carol and Mayor Reed. EDX is here from the team. And so we're going to be working with Willamette Falls Trust to figure out how to make this programming work as we're refining the designs for the construction of phase 1. The programming is going to extend beyond phase 1. And so thinking both in the details and in the big picture is very important to us. And so we're looking forward to working with some of you in the room today on figuring out what that programming plan is going to look like. So that's phase 1, and I mentioned that the programming is supposed to go in the future. Well, what is the future if we only have phase 1? And how many phases are there? Our current draft phasing plan has only 8 total phases to the project. Currently planned to be developed sequentially and completing in roughly 2037. And to get all this done, it requires just the nominal sum, our new fundraising goal of $150 million. As Councilor Lewis mentioned, Metro has stepped up by earmarking up to $20 million from this next Parks and Nature bond to help fund this project. And you think, well, $20 million, we need 150. That doesn't even get us close. But wait, for phase one, Metro coughed up $5 million, and we were able to leverage that 6-1. And if you leverage $20 million 6-1, we get really darn close to that $150 million goal. And so it's our hope to continue to work with all of our partners, continue to fund the future phases of the project to get this built out. And 2037 is a long way away. If that money gets raised faster, this project gets built faster. So I look forward to the opportunity to continue working on this with all of you, and I look forward to working with the programming team to help figure out how we're going to keep the site alive. Thank you.